Welcome, y'all. Returning and new subscribers. What's going on? Don't forget to like the video upon entering. Make sure your hands are clean when you walk up in this house. You feel me? And also, this gets the messages out to your fellow gods and goddesses as well. All right. So let's see. Let me fill out the collective right now. It was just 11:44. Wash your hands. No, that's right. Welcome, Grand Rising. So let's see what the messages are. Today is 6:23, huh? Yes, it is all day, according to the Gregorian calendar, at least. 6:23. Tomorrow will be the final 666 day of this month. So it's like the completion of the Holy Trinity. Now, I will say this. As of early this rising, it's been quite interesting. Where it's a vibe where it's like, what's going on? Like what's going on? What's about to go down? But a lot's about to go down, as we already know. Some of you can sense it. Some of you are receiving visions of it. Thoughts, feelings, hearing things. Grand Rising, third eye. Ooh, 222 on a timer. Today is actually an 11-222 day, though. So looking at the bigger picture when it comes to balancing things out. Looking at the bigger picture when it comes to balancing things out. Looking at the bigger picture when it comes to balancing things out. Obviously, when you're balancing, it's not a comfortable phase. Now, that's also part of the bigger picture is looking at discomfort differently. Especially the more that you evolve throughout your journey and realizing the spiritual aspect of it to balance out the physical or the ego. So we'll see what messages we got going on. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my ancestors, angels, and spirit guides that guide and protect me. Benevolent and warriors alike. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me. For you and I collective to use our mind eye to see. In connection to the Most High forevermore. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Y'all see me smirking, right? What messages do you have for the collective? 4, 5, 6. That's another thing. Synchronicities. There's an order in the synchronicities now. 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. Listen, y'all give me a so we gonna get into these messages shortly. Let me just yo the fuck, bro. Which house is this in right now though? Trying to see what Mars is doing right quick. Not trying to. That's an insult to doing. Stop trying. Some of you are still trying to do things rather than doing it or not doing it. Basically making a decision, taking action on a decision. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. It's playing outside right now. This could even be about a move. Source wants you to relax. You know what you have control over and what you don't. But it seems like there's a focus on more of what you cannot control. Mars would be in the 6th house, which is Virgo energy, which is connected to your nerves, being nervous about something due to over analyzing it, though. Mars is in Aries at 21 degrees. 21 is a Sagittarius degree. Jupiter is also in Aries at 6 degrees, but that's a Virgo degree. So they're literally flipped around. Let's see something. They're literally flipped around. With the sun squaring Jupiter, this can bring about an overly optimistic energy. Meditation is definitely key right now. The moon is in Taurus, and we've been picking up on that vibe of the moon in Taurus. And it's at 4 degrees, which is connected to Cancer energy. Grounding those feelings, again, with meditation is key. Today more than any other day. What you see as your purpose and connection to your immortal spirit and the way you think is going through major transformations right now. And what's showing you that is the core values that you have connected to partnerships. So there's a sudden change when it comes to that. With 17. Because wealth is involved here. So it's like, you know, you an empress, you can't be rolling around here like a queen. Two different energies. That type of vibe. It's also the embodiment of the dark and the light, which will now put you into this high priestess vibes, which can cause some type of discomfort depending on who or what it is that you have to separate thyself from. No, yeah, Spirit said it's time for you to go, beloved. Yeah, no. Okay. So, it's the type of time I'm on also. It's reading the energy of the room accordingly. Not allowing anything or anyone to overstep. boundaries. You shouldn't have to repeat yourself. And if you find yourself repeating yourself about the same thing, take heed of what it is that you're, repeating. Because this is not the age where ignorance will be tolerated, as ignorance is actually equivalent to evil. Plain and simple. We're not going to be here to sugarcoat not a thing. Okay. So, let's see what the messages are. Let's continue. I don't come here to play. My energy is very sensitive. I pick up on subtle vibes like this. And this is just an example. With me picking up on subtle energies quickly, I could also have a tendency to give people too many chances. Too many chances. Me being aware of that and mindful of everyone else's energy, what must go has to go. No questions asked. If, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Energy is fluid. So, because this is a channel I'm creating to connect with those who are like-hearted and like-minded. This won't be for everyone. So as soon as my spirit says, you got to go, you will go. On top of being mindful, again, of everyone else's energy in here. That's also following the example of let's say you work in a particular space and there's someone who really wants to short you out of your finances. And there are people you're connected to that are also connected to that person. See, a person like me, if you're still connected to that frequency, you also go. Energy is fluid. I don't play around when it comes to my auric field. This is why it's important to know thyself. When you know thyself, you know the secrets of the universe. And a lot more of the collective will get to know about those secrets of the universe, as some have already awakened to it and others are still in the process. But it's almost as if those who are still in the process of it or have yet to awaken, they're going to be forced to do so. Now that can step that person into liberation or catastrophe, depending on where their mindset is or whom it is that they're surrounded by. Especially if you are a Sagittarius, anywhere that you have Sagittarius 1414 on the timer. That's Temperance, which is Sagittarius card. Jupiter energy, and Jupiter is all about when preparation meets opportunity for you to expand. When preparation meets opportunity, preparation doesn't just mean you, it's also being aware of what's around you and doing what you must do, so that way, you can maintain that vibration. Granted, there's the ebb and flow, yes, but I also feel that with the elevation of the frequency of this planet, that ebb and flow essence won't be a thing we'll be talking about as much. It's the age of knowing, not believing. Believing leads to opinions. Everybody has one, just like everyone has an ass. It may not be as big or as small or whatever, but everybody has one. Okay? So, don't spam this chat because your ass will be out of here too. I'm on a different type of time here. Energy is too sacred. I don't like people playing with me because I don't play with others. And I don't want anybody messing with your energy with them being in the chat. Okay. We have here coming out the family that feels. Some of you could be a blue knight, yellow star, red skywalker, white mirror. Let me look at the galactic signature for the day. Let's see. Today's Yellow Planetary Warrior Day. And the affirmation is, I perfect in order to question, producing fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of flowering. Beautiful, because we already know with flowering, you have to plant the seed and allow the process to unfold, which means patience is key. We have here already coming out past life. Let's see what's going on. Release comparisons now. For some of you, this has something to do with your family, because as you continue to align to your etheric essence, the mass is going to start to drop, as that's the response that is inevitable with this power of having this etheric alignment. So your connection to the universe, your connection to the cosmos, your connection to the Most High. Okay. We'll see what this first deacon energy is. And then we have past life here. Learn from it, but do not stay there because the chains have been broken. Okay. And we have the first seal, or the first rider, the white horse, which is a rider who had a bow and a crown, went out conquering and to conquer. So some of you have family members in this lifetime that are specifically designed to conquer you, so you can rise up to the occasion, so you can wake up. Once that journey is done, that phase is done, that chapter is done. See, I'm all about detachment. What I talk about is really not for the faint of heart. It's not. It's not. Then you have this is new. For some of you, this energy could be new to you. And it's going to cause you to think, to feel. That's what I want you to do. But to get to a point where you're able to come up with a solution about anything that could be blocking you from psychologically evolving. That's the whole point of Pluto. Is to break down whatever blocks you from being able to evolve psychologically. And a lot of this has to do with wounds of the generation, things that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. And some of these things could have a 12th house energy where no one talks about it. So it's a hidden factor. And until you decide to do the work of self-undoing is the moment that you learn what's really going on. And as I'm mentioning Pluto, which would be Scorpio, first deacon of Scorpio is the 5 of Cups, which speaks of the sorrow, pains, and regrets. And 12th house energy would be Pisces. The first deacon of that is the 8 of Cups. So we're looking at 5 of Cups, 5s of the sorrow, pains, and regrets, and walking away from those things that no longer serve you. For some of you, that's a reconciliation. You may have reconciled with people, different types of partnerships, but then now realizing that, it's time to really let this go. Looking at the bigger picture, bringing balance to it. It won't be comfortable, but what do you want? Do you want to remain comfortable and burdened? or get uncomfortable for a little while, just like a storm. It's not always going to be a storm. The rainbow does come out thereafter. And really have what brings you into balance, what truly brings you joy and bliss. Because it's layers to it. You know, there are layers to it. So some of you can feel a lot of this happening. But then you create this block for yourself where, you know, there isn't an action on a decision that you know that has to be made. And part of it is because you don't want to come across as somebody that's a certain way. But what anyone thinks of you never is and never will be your business. Because your business is your business, right? And that's really having respect for yourself. See, we live in a society where there are so many different structures that make you feel that what I just said, you know, dismissing yourself and removing yourself from a situation means that you have this different type of attitude, or you're arrogant, or no, you're actually more ignorant staying there, or allowing things to continue to happen, expecting a different result. What would we call that? Insanity? Yeah. You ain't come here for that. You came here to have an experience of unconditional love. But there was one particular generation that didn't do what they were supposed to do. So that unconditional love has yet to even be recognized within yourself first, to see it outside of you. Notice when you do spring cleaning or any type of deep cleaning within your home, how the newness begins to come in. For some of you, that's also a message. See what old papers you have. You may find something from, I don't know, 10 years ago that you didn't realize that was still in your energetic field. And this is why you're attracting a similar situation. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay. We have the moon tone, solar, intention, pulse, realize that I will set up a meeting with your soul, take the blindfold off. And I always see this message as the Two of Swords card, which is being at a stalemate, sitting on something. You know you're uncomfortable, but all you have to do is see it for what it is. Don't give yourself any other reasons as to why it isn't. See it for what it is. Because giving yourself reasons in any other direction than simply what it is going to cause confusion for you. And the universe is only going to give you more of what it is that you're focused on, and that's confusion. That's being stuck. Because the universe gives you what you can handle, and what you can handle is what you're primarily focused on. At least that's what you're showing. Then we have 1 month. It says here, clear out the foundations. Clear out the foundation of all beliefs and re-energize your soul in accordance to a heart as light as a feather. And this is why it's important to remove these things that no longer serve you, because it's going to put a load on that heart chakra. When it comes to the dark night of the soul, because the dark night of the soul is about you merging your higher self with your present self or your ego self, is bringing them together. Computer love. It was just 2442. Telling you. Like I said, I want everybody to really win and genuinely enjoy your winnings, your moments, even if it's not a moment where you're winning, still enjoying that process. So there's going to be some things you're going to have to do to get to that point. you know? And in some cases, that means that you're not going to be liked by everyone. That's none of your business either. Love you. Don't worry about who likes you. Love you. And those who love you will come towards you. I'm not speaking of attachment because love is not attachment. If you really want unconditional love, you can't be attached to it. You have to be your independent self, and so does everything else around you, because then that's where you have freedom. Feel me? So let's see what these oracle messages are saying. At the bottom of the deck, you have Ansus. Look at that. High priest, high priestess. Yes, some of you definitely embody the dark and the light. So you gotta move. You gotta move a whole different type of way. You can sense a lot around you. You know, sometimes you disregard that because you really want to be there for everything and everyone. And sometimes you do this without being there for yourself first. No more of that. And it's also an amazing point when you start to really put back into you those who feel like something's off about you doing that. Because those are the same ones that are taken from your energy to begin with. Like I said, it doesn't matter what type of partnership it is. It could be a co-worker, a friend, your lover, your parents, your siblings, other family members. Just be mindful of what your body is telling you, what that energy that constantly flows through you is saying to you when you're around certain things. Okay. This rune speaks of signals. It's a messenger rune. And it's all about receiving messages, signals, gifts. Warnings are also gifts. Basically, you know, when you know that you not supposed to do something but you do it anyway, like you receiving that warning or that feeling within you like, nah, don't do this because you did it. Or sometimes you may even get into this attitude mode where it's like, that's a warning, that's a gift in itself, because it's signaling to you, don't go any further, because this is not the bridge you want to cross. You may not even cross the bridge. You might be stuck. This might be a dead end if you continue. And it may not seem like a dead end as you go through through the situation or whatever it may be, until you start to feel this energy where you're just like, I don't know what this is. This is a burden. Something's heavy. The energy is heavy because there's something around you that's hidden in plain sight. And it's that same thing. Everything think about everything that's around you. Whenever you feel like you're in this heavy, like, mode of feeling like there's a burden, think of everything and everyone that is around you. And what was your first impression when you received an invitation or whatever the case may be? And I tell you right now, if you felt like something in you told you to not do something and you did the opposite, in that moment that you're analyzing it, Virgo energy, sixth house energy, it's time to let it go. If something is supposed to return for whatever reason, use your discernment, then it returns. But there are certain actions you have to take for all sides to evolve, because you're both, all sides are karmic lessons to all, until the lesson is learned. And then this is where the wisdom is gained and you're no longer attracting that type of energy. Or if you do, you know from the initial state what to do with it, not to allow it to prolong. Okay. Return of the Mac. I'm telling you. That's what this is about, for real, for real. Returning to your highest self, returning to that God goddess energy. High priestess, empress. Shit, if you a page going to a king or a queen, or shit, some may even be going to a knight first. Grounding the messages that's coming from source and really knowing what to do with it and what it means. Because you're not just going to go into a weight room, never lifting ever in your life, and sit there talking about you going to squat 225. Mm-mm. Your back going to go out because your core ain't intact, and the core has a lot to do with core values. And if you got a weak core, your back is done. So if you're not connected to your core values, your spinal alignment, what keeps you standing, what keeps you focused, ain't even there. So only source knows what type of spirit you're connecting to. That's making you move reckless. This also speaks about there are no coincidences. Be attentive and aware of the wise one, aligning with the positive and the negative. That's picking up on things as soon as they come to you. You know what I mean? What do you have for the collective source? Believe. Now with the number 4 here, some of you, could be about a move here. Believe in yourself. Truly believe in yourself here. There are 2 paths ahead. Okay. But you're on a sacred path. Why are you telling them to believe here? We're in the age of knowing. Why are you telling them to believe? Believe what exactly? Wow. 424, new chapter. So some of you could be coming out of a very dark period here. But there's a lot of light that's about to be shed around and through you. Well, around you because it's happening through you. So you would have to go through this dark period in order to get to where you're going. Because if you stay, obviously, and you're not moving forward, and you're just going to be settled in darkness without the balance of seeing the light. We have Mother Earth here, or Daughter Earth. 22, building, Taurus energy pulling through here. Let me get some astrology cards so we can get a little bit more about this, okay? All right, let's see. What you have here for the collective. Believe in this new chapter. Exactly where is this coming here? So Mother Earth moved over here to tell you to see the beauty in life, especially something definitely ended here. This could be a family member that has crossed over or passed on. Get an Aquarius or Cancerian energy from this as well. Or this could be someone that has crossed over, okay? Continuing, or a different side of it is that they're assisting you to see the beauty in life, literally pulling you through the darkness. But through this moment, you're receiving so much knowledge that it's changing the frequency of your nervous system. Okay. Now, Uranus has a lot to do with the electrical impulses as well. So this is something otherworldly. And this is why you're being asked to ground your light, because some of you are going through a major awakening here because you're receiving your golden crown. Okay. From educating your mind and your senses and having this expansion, there goes 16, which is Uranus or the Tower energy. And you are connecting deeper, or will be, to your intuition more than ever before. But there has to be a part of you that does surrender. And part of that surrender is shielding your energy. Clear and activate, creating sacred space, letting go of the fear. This is basically everything we were saying just not too long ago. And the messages are right here. Because there's a birth of a creation, potential for growth. And there you have it, baby. Unconditional love. Okay. And you're being asked to observe your limitations when it comes to receiving Spirit's message. And back to the number 7 again. There's literally birds that are around you constantly. Some of you are seeing them, you're doing the work, but there's a little bit more that they're asking you to do. So it's kind of like, paying attention to the time that you see them, so you can write down those numbers and see what further messages are coming in. Or if this is like a constant thing, is it around the same time? Is it the same message that keeps coming up? Definitely ain't put this back in order as I found it, but okay. Hey, y'all. Let's see. Tell me more about this new chapter that you want them to believe in. Talk to me, Star family. Talk to me here. That was the 4th house, which speaks about the root of your being, your home and the root of your being. What is this? Okay, this is precise now. This is related to, wow, your immortal spirit and your purpose here. It's getting clearer and clearer for you. 1, your immortal spirit, which gives you the power of immortality. Because this is part of your destiny. So this is definitely for those of you who are magicians, high priestess. You really see yourself as a god or goddess. And you don't have too many conversations with people because your knowledge is out of this world. And source, the sun, your solar plexus, has been guiding you and telling you and nudging you to continue to believe in yourself as you embark into this new chapter. Because your energy in itself is going to be the sun around a lot of people. Look at that. We got the 8th house at the bottom of the deck. Because that's literally what we have right now in the 8th house is the sun. Right? We have the sun and Mercury. And the vertex, which is a fated point. But this fated point, the vertex speaks about a crisis that leads you into a fated point. So again, with that discomfort level, Like me and removing certain people is not that they are a bad person. No, it's cause and effect for me. There's certain things that following instructions. Because when you follow instructions, it's easier for you to fix something. But if you decide to do something, when I say instructions, this is you and the divine, okay? You and the Most High. If the Most High is giving you instructions, because it'll be easier to fix it along the way if there's a mishap, Makes life a lot smoother. But if you find yourself wanting to do things your way, this is when you start to encounter all the fuckery. But that's also part of the lesson too, right? But you don't want to live a life of having to go through the same shit over and over and over again, saying the same shit over and over and over again. Sometimes you're saying the same shit over and over again because there was something you needed to remove that's still there, and this is why it's still happening. Because energy is fluid. Shit's like paint. It's like playing tag or some shit. Bruh. What else? Tell me more. We got the sun here. We got Ra here. Come on, baby. Another planet. Vesta. The goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Yeah. Making sure your heart is as light as a feather. For some, this has to do with your sexuality too. There's a new chapter here. Some of you have to believe more in yourself about this new chapter when it comes to partnerships and love and still having that goddess within you. So this is actually attracting a vibrational match because you remove things that doesn't put a burden or a load on your heart. Because if your heart is not as light as a feather, Ma'at says right here, okay, this is where the judgment happens. You're not going to be able to hear what your intuition or your highest self is guiding you towards, your soul is guiding you towards. Yes, the soul is the solar plexus, but it's also the communication comes from the throat chakra or the intuition, which is in between the third eye and the heart. And under the heart, you have the solar plexus. So this throat chakra is not a joke, which is why Archangel Gabriel sits there. Not sits there, but rules that area in terms of judgment. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Enoch's energy. Let me see. Scorpio energy pulling through there. Hold on, y'all. Want to find this? No, Ezekiel is connected to Gabriel. Enoch is connected to Michael. Right hand of God, Michael, Enoch. Left hand of God, Ezekiel, Gabriel. And Ezekiel speaks of the wheel. Knowing thyself, you know the secrets of the universe. See that wheel in the back? The goddess within is your connection to the cosmos. Now we have Pluto at the bottom of the deck, which will also grant you the ability to transform and take big leaps forward through rebirths. Most aren't able to experience a rebirth, one, for the lack of belief of the wheel or astrology, therefore only being connected to not even a 3D aspect. It's very one-dimensional. It's very low, basically. And a chosen one is the one who decides to answer that call, to dive deeper into getting to know thyself. Because the moment you touch that wheel and you see what's in that 12th house, or what Neptune or Pisces is doing for you, you can see your connection to the divine, as well as where you could possibly be delusional. Okay. So what else we have here? Gemini. And there's a lot going on in Gemini right now. Mercury, the Sun, and Vesta. Again, Vesta is a change of a mindset. But this change of a mindset happens when your belief system is tested. Every time you decide on something or a new theory for yourself, the universe is going to constantly test you. And us in this physical realm, it's considered, we call it a test. But to the universe, it's just, okay, this is what your theory is. Let me feed you more of that. Let me water that seed. So be mindful of the seeds that you're going to have the universe nurturing for you in connection to it. Okay. And we have 7th house at the bottom of the deck. This is the 6th year, the year of partnerships, balance, love, soulmates. What your soul chooses to evolve. Not everything out here has a soul. There's plenty of spirits roaming around here. Not everything carries a soul, though. Or if it does, there's a disconnect until there's shadow work done. And the shadow work is the dark night of the soul, which is where you merge the higher self, the soul, with the physical body or the ego. $623. Welcome, D. This is the fact that the sun is here and Vesta is here, Immortal Spirit, and the god or goddess within. What's the goddess within? Because Vesta is an asteroid. Okay. And then we have the energy of Gemini. So whatever thoughts you're believing, you're going to manifest. So this is why it's also important to really, this is inventory time. We just started the summer solstice on the 21st, which speaks of the world card, right? Completing cycles to either receive reward or repeating the cycle to go through the same lesson again. This is why I also move the way I move with this channel or any platform that I choose. I don't care about how many people are there. That's none of my business. I said, source, send me whoever is who's supposed to be over this side. And when it's time for them to go, release them. Simple as that. You don't stay in the same class your rest of your life, right? Got to graduate at some point. Or some got to get kicked out the class. Because we're not going to put other energies into this that no. Okay. So let's see. What else? Let's see what else we have here. That's why I tell people, don't attach yourself to me. Not here for that. Mm-mm. No. Yeah. Chiron. Okay. Here to connect to your healing power. Realize the level of empathy you carry so you can connect to the power to heal by being aware of the energy you carry within you. So you're not overextending yourself or taking loads from anybody else. Okay. Because there are entities, unfortunately, dwelling this realm that are not supposed to be here. Okay. So each one has to do their part to remove that so we can step back into this glorious unconditional love the way it was intended. Heaven on earth. You know? The moment you come up with a solution with those deeply rooted wounds, that's also connected to your wealth. Because that will allow you to connect to spirit, the divine. Okay? That Lord spirit, that nothing is impossible. Doesn't matter what you got going on. You trust, believe, and know that everything's going to be taken care of by you just do what you can control and focusing on that. And anything else, you give it to the Most High, because the Most High knows how to change it for you. But taking the role of the Most High, how something's going to happen is when you may find yourself stuck. You know? Let's get one more here. The moon. Wow. There's a lot of parts of you that are coming into this. The only energy we have is Gemini, which speaks of communication. Also siblings, networking, the possibilities of stimulating exchange, where there's clarity, not confusion, and revealing anything that has been hidden. The moon. The moon right now, let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. We said it was in Taurus already. All right. And it's in the 6th house. The moon in Taurus. Hold up. This is how I'm going to do this right now, because it's the moon that's in Taurus, right? So the polar opposite to Taurus is Scorpio. Right now we know that in the physical, the moon is in Taurus. But underneath that, let's look inside that degrees. Let's look inside that. Wow. An Egyptian queen with a braided beard. The book. Bearing intact ancient faculties of an unusual kind, held between polarities, fusing together darkness and light, masculine and feminine, earthly and heavenly, an enigma or riddle of destiny. You are motivated to bring together what has been sent asunder by an implacable force of blind determination, exceedingly resistant to distraction and diversion. You're almost maniacally committed to reforging an initiate's vision in contemporary application. Where the past is held with such undiminished force, it remains at work inside forever. To tap this place wisely and well requires consummate skill. Otherwise, it tends to be self serious, obsessive compulsive, and in many ways indigestible in its obdurate reassertion of ancient codes, with little sensitivity to the human factor. And society has been perfectly designed to hide just that. We're making you think that you got to be peaceful with everybody. Yeah, that's one thing. But there's also chaos that we need to bring into the picture to bring order to this shit. Okay? Because there's been a lot of peace going on, but look at the way it's looking. Peace comes when you know thyself and what those deeply rooted wounds are about self. But there isn't so much structured for you to do that unless you go through an experience that forces you to do that on your own, or you find your soul tribe where you do so. It's the upgrade of the gods and goddesses for real. Let's see what the oracle message continued here is. What's the other tongue? Let me see. What's this? Surrender. 31, another 4. And the moon speaks of your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. And it's telling you to surrendered, okay? Surrendered. Surrender what you've already surrendered. So this is something you thought you surrendered or you felt like you were surrendering, but not really. It's kind of like you're saying, you're asking the Most High to assist you, but you're still doing things to handle it instead of releasing it. Then you have energy signature, number 14. The past is in the present. So you can see this, you as your higher self, okay. First and foremost, the fact that you got immortal spirit and a goddess within here. Everything you're doing right now, you've already written this for yourself. But you would have to go into deep meditations and do the self-undoing to remember your soul contract. Because then you have soul fragments, number 33. Balance will be restored. These are very similar here too. See all this electric impulse that's happening. So the divine is really working on your behalf here. But you got to get out of the way. For some is wanting to save situations or save people that no, their purpose is that to awaken you to this factor of yourself. So you can move forward. And the ones that are designed to do that, it may not be the scenario you want to see. But you got to do what you got to do. Because in you doing what you have to do, you can change the paradigm. This card right here is deep. And the fact that it's 14 speaking of temperance, it really shows how you would have to temper yourself through situations. And part of that tempering is surrendering. So let me grab a surrender message first before I even go to the tarot or tarot. What must they surrender in order for balance to be restored? Because the past is in the present. And you got that message here twice. Your life is being renewed here. That which was designed to conquer you, you now know, and knowing has broken the chains. Learn from the past and not staying there. Really going into recognizing the story of your past life, which will be your South Node. So let's see what you must surrender here. You could also check to see what connection your North Node, South Node has to Chiron. Your moon sign, Mercury, sun sign. Wow. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Literally. Because all of these different spiritualities, different branches, they're different branches, part of an entire tree, but they have been separated to a point where it's like one branch is on another tree and this, that, or whatever. But you having the knowledge of it within yourselves, within your DNA, you literally came back to put all of that together. That's when you experience unconditional love, for real, for real. Because you're not sitting here in this battle that this person did this first, or this started this. Because who's to say that any of that is true anyway? Just making you think for a little bit here. That's why when you know yourself, when you really do that self-undoing, whatever that may be in your life, you can really see the bigger picture. Doing things that will connect you to the divine plan. And this ain't the time, again, to be getting caught up in a crossfire of not being on a divine plan. It's almost like you're on a divine plan path, or the ones who are the enemies of it. I wouldn't suggest being on that side. And what's funny is that this side for me is the right side, and that's Michael. No coincidence. Surrendering to your soul's path is your North Node. And knowing more about that, as far as your generation is concerned, get more familiar with the Pluto vibe. Allow your chart to speak to you. It will. It always does. Surrender to play. Yeah. That's the experience you came here to have. But we have gotten to a point where it's become so, and this is why the demolition process is also like that way, with the force of it. Until you remove what has to be removed. 8 of Cups. Some of you have a North Node in Pisces or Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is all about restriction, so some of you have a way of doing things when it comes to your belief. With Saturn in Pisces, do that, but also know what your North Node is asking for you to do, because that's what you came here to do in this lifetime. Saturn is just showing you where your lessons are. And if it's in Pisces, your lessons have a lot to do with mysticism, spirituality, delusions, self-undoing. And the over-analyzing of it, possibly because of being a polar opposite to Virgo. Look at both sides. And speaking of both sides, let me look at Taurus right quick. Let's see. Tiny porcelain figures of people wandering along the forgotten places. You feel saturated with memories and reflections, enchanted and left alone to sift through all of it in your own good time, subtly and pervasively removed from what is going on around. You are adrift in your own inward pictures. What comes of this is highly variable. It can be a fertile cycle to melt into the moon and come out refreshed and rewoven. It can be heavily seductive and habit forming, in which case you sink into a world apart and are really held there in subtle chains. Or it can be a secret doorway into the fairy kingdoms in order to commune with those who animate the elements and the inner worlds. One way or another is one of those regions that you can never navigate through unless you belong there. And if you do, you may be lost there or you may be found there, with everything dependent upon your heart force and your depth of resolve to stay faithfully with the subtle cues. That's the moon and Taurus energy right now. And it's coming to mind the other message that speaks of astral travel and being cautious about that. Because like I said, if you belong there, you'll know what to do. Or you'll be stuck in a whole nother lesson. Let me get one more surrender message here. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Okay? Do something fun. I know the energy right now is do what you got to do. Don't overthink anything you have to do. Just do what you got to do and move on. Do what you have to do and move on. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Next. Surrender to receiving support and love. And at the bottom you have surrender to the magic of who you are, with surrender to silence popping through. So allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Trying is an insult to doing. It's either you're going to handle everything yourself or you're not. Okay? And in doing so, this can take pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Do what you must do. Feel me? Then surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. The I am that I am. It's your Mars energy. Okay. Not even twins have the same exact birth charts because they're born at least a minute or so apart. So there's going to be some slight changes in that. Not too much, but there's going to be a change in that. So every soul that's here, everybody that's here is unique. Every soul is unique. Just like every spirit is unique. However, you do have these duplicates that are roaming around, which is what's being cleansed out. Some don't realize that they're attached to duplicate spirits, inorganic spirits. Surrender to silence was the other message. Welcome, transparency. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Okay? So those are the messages of surrender. It'll help to bring balance in what it is that you're believing in so you don't overthink it. Because like it says here, this was all part of the plan for you to become the ascended master in your path. 33 is the master teacher. You are the student and the teacher. All right. So let's see what these tarot cards got to say. I'm gonna get more It says here, surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in life. These cards are speaking. Because this ain't, every time I come through with a certain type of energy, that's the ancestor speaking. That's your highest self message towards you if you resonate with the message. Okay? Because again, it ain't gonna be comfortable to do certain things. But what you want to do, you want to stay there, or you want to evolve. This ain't the age to be connected to outdated beliefs now. This ain't it. I mean, in any age, really. But it was just one of every number. And it's 12:55. That's a whole message. Ashe. Tell me more about this energy for the collective, because the past came out 3 times. Yeah, let me see what degree Pluto is in. Not Pluto, Scorpio, South Node right now. 20 degrees. And 20 is what? 20 degrees is Scorpio. Shit. Okay. This is some real underworld-ish type. There's a whole bird on the window just now when we said that. Okay. 12:56. Let's do this. That joint just flew over here too. Let's see, 12:56. Speaks of Jehovah has created, the Most High has created you in the reflection of it. Some are being the reflection of something else or someone else that Jah created instead of themselves. Or you can have people in your energy like that. 12. They gave me also the number 1254 for this, which speaks of to create shape, form of heaven and earth, of individual man, of new conditions and circumstances, of transformation, of something new, of miracles. In order to do so, cut down. They're going to have to cut things out. Man. And like I said, tomorrow would be the third 666 of the 6th month of a 6th year. So when it comes to the completion of that creation from all of your transformation right now, this ain't no joke. Like a baby that's overgrown, yes. Yes. Like a baby that's overgrown its mother's womb. Time to move and create space for growth. Yes, Alana, yes. Yep. And a lot of the past is presenting itself for you to be able to focus more on your energy signature. Go to your galactic signatures now. This is where that will really kick in. Because the moment you open up that passage about your galactic signature, you'll see it. You'll see it. It'll confirm a lot for you. Tell me more about this for the collective. About the past that's in the present and their energy signature. Queen of Swords, Libra. the house of partnerships, 7th house. And in this Queen of Swords, back to the bird again, in this Queen of Swords, her sword is down. And she has boundaries when it comes to the heart space because of the lessons learned. And this is what's now evolving this energy to step into the Empress energy. Them sandals are popping though, just saying. This whole outfit is definitely something I would wear. Getting you out of self-sabotaging thoughts here. So whatever's presenting itself to you presently from the past is specifically designed to remind you of where you self-sabotage yourself. Unfortunately, that can be an uncomfortable situation for people where they'll go backwards. But remember where you've come from and what you've been doing now. Follow the voice of your intuition because you have the root and the solar plexus here. It looks like it's orange yellow, so we can say from the solar plexus to the root. But there's more communication coming from the throat chakra because you learned a lesson. You've balanced out the heart. But you can easily put that weight back on it if you continue to keep certain things around that you surrendered. It's like really letting go. Really letting go. Let me shuffle this. Let's see. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Yeah, whatever this is, it left a very deep impression on you. And something happened suddenly. But it was all part of the divine plan. The ego would make you think otherwise. But this is the guidance of the spirit, your spiritual side. The reality. The signature of your energy. And we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is stepping away from all of the hustle and bustle and everything that could be distracting to ground yourself. And then we also have here, is it up here? Do I have it up here? I do. Yeah, she has the, this rune speaks of retreating. Temptation here. Now, 4 of Pentacles is also Sun in Capricorn. So for some of you, this could have something to do with the Capricorn or work, authority figures, in-laws. This could also be about peak experiences. It's like looking at past potentials, what you've already done, which is preventing you from moving forward. Queen of Pentacles is here. As I split the deck in the center of it, your heart knows you've healed. Yeah, that's going back to that message of having those boundaries. So you no longer put yourself, staying away long enough to remain balanced, basically. Staying away long enough to remain balanced. What's next? There's a lot of clarity though. Yeah, staying away long enough to remain balanced. Straight like that. Because karma is also being served. Justice is being served. So this is another reason why you're being guided to stay out of the way. Especially if it's something from the past that's presenting itself and you notice that you're getting into this where you feel like you have to defend yourself, or you feel like you know there's something you're supposed to do, so you don't feel this energy that doesn't feel like love or bliss or joy. It's confusion. It's stormy, but the sun is out. That type of vibe. Ask and you shall receive. Some of you have asked for clarity, and this is why this is being presented to you right now as well. Like they say, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you ask for, because it'll be given to you, and you better be ready. And there isn't a perfect time, because time is an illusion. We only operate with time in this realm because of the physical aspect. But when you speaking of this celestial energy that has the ability to connect to its immortal spirit and have these rebirths, time don't mean much to you. Because sometimes people will put that over your head, like, making you feel some type of way for doing something. And then they'll be like, but what if I leave, or what if I end up passing? Okay, so if that's the case, this is another suggestion. Anything you got going on in your life, right, that could be rocky, put yourself in that position as if the person has passed on. Would you be okay with where you're at right now? And this will really make you be real with yourself. You know what I mean? Because nobody likes to be in that energy of regret or sorrows. 5 of Cups vibes. Ask yourself, if this person crossed over today completely into the spiritual realm, although we're bringing that into this realm, but that conversation you can't have with everybody. Because if somebody came to me like that on some, but what if I leave, or, the day that I move on, or the day that I pass, or whatever, I'm still going to see you. Fucks them up right there. It's like, yeah, I'm still going to see you, actually. And I learned that through a tough experience, though. I remembered that capacity of life through a tough experience. A whole divine masculine. That at that moment is when I realized, oh shit, was that my emperor that went over to the side? Because all the feelings started coming in. Shit get real and quick. So that's going back to, your soul contract. So 9 of Wands speaks of the moon in Sag. Especially if you have a moon in Sag, you really got to make sure you're surrounding yourself with those who are optimistic, because your feelings revolve around that. Or whenever the moon is in Sag. Shit, full moon in Sag that we just had gave you a great taste of that, of what it means to set boundaries and separate yourself with forgiveness, so that you can connect to believing that all is possible. Like it says, believe, new chapter, that nothing is impossible. And now we have a message coming in. This could be a text message, an email, but something in this new chapter has started to blossom. But remember, you have to stay away long enough to be balanced, to be on that path of least resistance, where you're now bringing in the manifestations effortlessly. Shit, before even bringing in the manifestations, you're actually able to see what it is that you want to manifest, the vision. What is this? Page of Pentacles. Ooh, this could, for some of you, this is love. This is an ally. You got Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. So it's like 3 weeks to 10 weeks time-wise. But remember, time is an illusion. You can literally speed up the process the moment you let go of time. And it'll seem like you're speeding up the process, but you're just really enjoying the journey. Whatever comes your way. 4 of Cups. Some of you are sitting here like, when, bored, discontent here and there. Because the ego wants to play a role in it. But remember, the ego has to be in service of the soul. 4 of Cups is moon in Cancer. We do have a new moon in Cancer coming up in 6 days. Wow, 4-4. Just know that everything is part of the process and you're all healing here. For whoever this message is for. You're all healing in order to bring in the new. Because this room symbolizes fertility. Okay. What is this here? As above, so below. Something about your Venus placement. Wow. Then we got Temperance coming up. Some of you, this could be a Sagittarius. But this is also the balance between the dark and the light, the sun and the moon. This is a profound connection here. Soul contract, big time. Because the Temperance is coming up under the Justice card. This is not somebody repeating a cycle. This is not someone repeating a cycle. This is someone who has done the work and is now moving forward step by step. Because you have fire and earth, which is a magician. But this is a new level of your soul evolution here. Now, this could be something from the past. When I mean the past, it's like, because he kept coming up with past, like, but it said learning from the past, but not staying there. So let's say, okay, this is the past, you got 1 to 5. The past that they're talking about where you're learning from it and not staying there is number 3. Because number 5 is the one that was the complete picture. But you weren't able to see that because there were still lessons to be learned from number 3. See what I mean? And now things are coming full circle. Golden age. Look at that. You got the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Victory and success. See all this balance you have here, the dark and light, the sun and the moon. Divine feminine, divine masculine. And for Justice, Libra energy to come out here twice. This is the balance of your Venus and your Mars. Doing what you want based on who you are, not what others tell you to do or what you should be doing. Believing more in yourself. For some of you, this is an energy of you holding yourself back from, because this is an energy where you also have a lot of options. Until the one or the energy that comes around where it feels safe to continue moving, it doesn't stagnate you. Let's see what this Queen of Swords and Page of Pentacles is talking about. Definitely getting out in nature and grounding yourself with that tree pose too. Even taking yourself out for a date just by yourself in nature. Well, you won't be by yourself because nature carries a lot of energy. Knight of Pentacles, Virgo. Slowly moving forward here, but nonetheless, when it gets there, it's solid. That's what you want. You want something that's solid and stable. Queen of Wands, which also allows you to be who you are. Aries energy, as the queens are the cardinal signs. So you have Aries and Libra now. The basis of this was getting to know yourself through all of the cycles you've been through. And once you do, you'll know what your life purpose is. You become this wise sage as well because you carry a lot of power. Okay. Some of you could have been working with your candles as well, but your vision goes beyond this world. You can see through many realms, and you also have the protection here of the felines. Sekhmet and Basta. We have the wolf as a spirit or totem animal. The moon is now here at the bottom, but you also got the moon in these messages, letting you know about your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and the responses to them. Really addressing what it is that you feel. And that's what that moment of being away helped you to do, or will be if this is something you have to do or will be doing. Look at that. Wishes being fulfilled here. You know in the center of you, in that heart space, that you know you can have whatever it is that you truly work on through enjoying the process and not stressing yourself out, worried about time or how something's going to work out. I don't care what it is. If it's healing, if it's love, if it's your finances, you're gonna have to put first and foremost your trust in source, whatever your source is. And if it's not divine, obviously it's gonna have you going through these cycles and getting that ass whooped. But I'm pretty sure that's not what I got up in here right now. Okay. Because this is some real, this is a vibe of you connecting even more so with your angelic self. Yeah, Ace of Cups. New relationships. So like as we were talking about the past, if it's something from the past, it's not the same thing from the past. But it's something that comes back around because you're now prepared to nurture it. You're now prepared to recognize it. So now the opportunity presents itself. Now we got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is somebody getting into their Empress energy because that's the third queen we see. But this is a healer. Trusting, believing in yourself here. Yeah, trusting and believing in yourself here. So you have to detach from certain belief systems that were embedded deeply within you. Chiron. Surrendering outdated beliefs. Empress is right there. What's this? 3 of Wands. Yeah, 33. The soul will be restored. The fragments of the soul being restored. Having that major rebirth. You see how that 6 is right here. You're trusting yourself in what it is that you feel, or bringing the subconscious to light. And now you're able to just flow with the intuitive nudges that come to you, and it's allowing you to be more relaxed and centered and manifesting effortlessly whatever it is that you want to attract into this physical earthly realm, whatever it is. Let's see what we got here. Oh, victory and success, the 6 of Wands. Go on, we celebrate it, baby. 120. 120 is the 5 of Swords, Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius vibes is really secretive about emotions. Well, here goes a clarification then, because 6 of Cups definitely came out here in reverse. So whatever this is that's coming in and confirming the message we got earlier, this is something new. It could be a water sign, it could be a Cancerian. Or this can even be a new home. Or some of you stepping into real estate. That's your path. You must walk away from what no longer serves you. Yeah, this is definitely either a Pisces or a Cancer. If you dealt with the Scorpio in the past, that's not what's returning, but that was, so if it was a Scorpio of the past, they were designed specifically to transform you. See which planet you have Scorpio in. You will see why you attracted this person and what area of your life they're activating. The house. You can go even a little bit further. When you recognize the dates, go back to those dates and when things were transiting, see what was what. But you definitely have love coming in, something new here, because you're walking away from what no longer serves you, or this energy has also walked away from that which no longer served it, especially if it's a vibrational match to you, especially if this is something that has already been written in the stars, fated. I want to see what this Page of Wands is. Yeah, some of you are really, setting those boundaries when it comes to things of the past. Learning to temper yourself. This is something you also had to heal from. It was definitely a long journey. You probably didn't see yourself doing this. But you've come to that point in the journey where you're like, yo, that's wild. It was basically, that was a part of you where you allowed yourself to experience life. That for you to say that now, I didn't see myself doing this, it shows how you was allowing the process to actually unfold. You said you didn't see it, but it was there. That's the truth. With the King of Coins, it was all teaching you about your self-worth. What's the Page of Wands? What's the Page of Wands here? What's the Page of Wands? It's definitely not a reconciliation for real. Oh, okay. And that's your Tower moment. Something about E and G. Tell me more about the Page of Wands. We know it's not the past. It's not a reconciliation. It's really not. You got to be playing right now. That's literally what we just said before, It's okay. It's not something from the immediate past, but it's something that was part of your soul path. Yeah. Ace of Wands. You had to have a major awakening. Major. To even recognize this. And I say major because everything is going to look the same, like the most recent past. But it's like it said, the fragments of the soul are being restored. So each and every experience was allowing you to put the pieces back together. Because that bigger picture, that it's basically what you're calling in right now is whatever was the faded point before you got here. Okay. Which means you would have to connect to your immortal spirit. This is some deep shit. You're pulling this from the heavens, literally. There's a lot of kids outside right now. It's a wish fulfillment. I know that for a fact. You can see it there. I'm gonna take these two back up. Matter of fact, I need one more here. Tell me more. 7 of coins, divine timing. Saturn and Taurus. This was all about you learning yourself. And once they do, tell me more about the Page of Wands. There goes the Queen of Coins. That is the truth, because she's right there. She's right under that Page of Wands. Some of you is recognizing, okay, for some of you, this is what I'm coming into is it's giving me Vertex, Lilith, and Chiron. Your primordial energy, because your primordial energy is necessary in this age of Aquarius to bring harmony back onto the planet. So wait, let me see what the they playing a lot of old school jams out here. No. A sun god that holds a scepter, and then the other an ankh. The rising of the sun. But then it says here, known as the father or grandfather of the gods. For some of you, if you have a father or a grandfather on the other side, they were with you the entire time, pulling you through this. And it's giving me the vibes that they were sitting there next to you too as you were writing out or signing, coming into this world. Grand Rising, Fatima. Wow. This had to do with a lot of delays though. A lot of sacrificing. A lot of self-undoing. This was not easy. Because with Libra on both sides, you experience balance the moment you release things of the past. Especially those that you felt like you should reconcile with, because it brought you back into a space where it was really uncomfortable. And that discomfort could make you do two things: keep moving forward or go back because you don't want to keep going. At least just that one extra little notch to do what you must do, to see it for what it is and move on. Because it's going to creep back up at some point. It's 144 right now. Under that, you have 4 cups. You have this new beginning here. But here comes the past, which would block you from even seeing this new beginning that you have already in your hand. And we got the Six of Pentacles coming up here. Now this Six of Pentacles, what I'm getting from this vibe, if this is your counterpart, they were literally waiting for you to balance yourself out. Now this would be a tough story, as mentioned in the Lilith and Chiron and the Vertex. It's like you know each other, your souls know each other, down to exactly what it is that you're experiencing. But doing what you must do to clean the slate so that way the fog is out of the way. And now you can physically see each other for exactly who you are to one another. It's the same for not for something you may want to do, like let's say if it's outside of a relationship. You know, it's the matching of the energy. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite the moment in the underworld there. Quite the moment in the underworld, and that's what you have here. Having to walk away from what was imbalanced emotionally to spiritually connect, grounding yourself to your true worth. And it had to take you to go through a major transformation, major endings. Sleepless nights. For some of you, this could have caused, you know, a health issue where it took you there, where he was like, this can't be my story. But it is your story. The story where you have the rebirth. This is what I was saying about the power of the wheel, the power of your natal chart. It'll help you to see these experiences so that when you encounter these moments that feel like near death, it won't be so much so. Because you know you have basically the roadmap. This Page of Wands doing a lot. This Page of Wands is doing a lot. That was the Five of Cups on the other side, which is sorrow, pains, and regrets. And now we got Judgment after the Death card. I mean, shit. With the Queen of Cups, which speaks of surrendering. And this blue bird, we can look at this as a blue jay, speaks about surrendering to universal nudges or universal wisdom. Like, let me see what it's saying here. I got you right now. Right here. What card was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And under that is a falcon, horse and shit. Blue Jay speaks of assertive, daring, universal wisdom. You're being guided to be aware of synchronicities in your life. You are entering a time of intellectual and spiritual growth. New truths are forming each day. Be fearless. Trust your gut. Be your authentic self. Take inspired action, and what you desire will come to fruition. It's felt like you're walking up here the golden set of stairs as well. After Judgment with this Page of Wands. This could also be a conversation that you have with this person as well. This entire story that we just talked about, or several stories. And then after Judgment, there she goes again though. There's a Tower, 10 of Wands, King of Wands. Okay. That's good. You see what I was saying? Like this person knew, but though you had to step into your Queen of Wands. And this was the full moon in Sag energy, 10 of Wands, which would also be Saturn in Sag. Oh that's like a push and pull vibe though. Because Sag is free spirit, Saturn is structured. It was like being put into lessons to be aware of this free spirit that you have, because it's golden. And then you got, after judgment, Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. Shit. Okay. Speaking of stepping into power, and then power of the dark and the light, the balance of the sun and the moon, the high priestess, you with the emperor and the Queen of Cups. After judgment, that's some serious power. You're not gonna miss nothing. No matter how subtle it is, because you stepped into your power, you know who you are, you trust your feelings now, you have a solid foundation, and you have universal wisdom beyond this world. This is why you got the Page of Wands in the center with the Page of Pentacles before that. This is some serious manifestation y'all got going on here. This is a strong message. Be careful of what it is that you're wishing for, thinking about, asking for. You're about to receive it. You are about to receive it. New relationships. Focus on that. Center of it. Huh. 4 Wands. Soulmate. 1111. Wow. I love it. I love that. From the beginning of this live to this very point was literally an entire journey that someone would take to shed old skin and experience the Ace of Cups of unconditional love, new relationships that embody unconditional love and spiritual fulfillment. Let's finalize this here with an Animal Spirit card. That was beautiful. Speaking of rabbit, I definitely saw a little girl holding a white rabbit. It was her pet when I was sitting by the river the other day. And this was after meditating by the water and before going to the willow tree. And I saw her in between that transit from there to there with the white rabbit. And the rabbit speaks of opportunity, birth, creativity. You are being guided to clean out your mental closet, release emotional baggage, find your inner child, and design your life your way. Open your eyes, mind, reconnect with the heart to the opportunities around you, and stay in one spot long enough to appreciate the moment. Stay in balance long enough. Come on, baby, with the Black Panther at the bottom. Independent, clever, fascinating. You are being guided to observe your surroundings and keep your own counsel. Find clarity and then express your inner and outer beauty to the world. Pounce on the opportunities that feed your soul, not that drain you. No more of that. And you know what that is for you, what drains you and what doesn't. Pounce on the opportunities that feed your soul with purpose and passion. That Page of Wands. Awaken now to your personal powers, talents, and freedom. The Black Panther. Let's get one more. third shuffle. I look over here. This is showing up. And again with the polar bear energy. So that's twice. Definitely having the protection of Mama Universe. Welcome, love. Final message is the frog. Impulse, adaptivity, and voice. You're being guided to jump over any obstacles and embrace the change in your life. Truth has an expiration date, and the time is now to speak your new truths. Show the world your voice, acknowledge your desires, and leap with faith towards what matters to you. And that's definitely true for a frog, because it cannot hold any type of load of toxicity because it's out of there. So be like the frog, weightless, so you can quantum leap wherever you want to go. Let me get one more. I want one more. We got the elk here at the bottom. Speaking of stamina, awareness, and tenacity. Keeping your eyes, mind, and heart on your desires. Marshal your power to follow through and break free from discomfort. Expand and stretch yourself in ways you never thought possible. You are a teacher and student of life. We is just really bringing it full circle, full cycle. The Griffin, balance, clarity, spiritual enlightenment. You're being guided to find a harmonic balance of your mind, body, and soul. The abundance you seek already exists within you. You are strong, independent, and fearless. Take flight and achieve what you desire. One more. The wolf. Senses are up. Loyal, alert, playful. You're being guided to lead by example. Be kind, compassionate, and have unconditional love towards yourself and others. Access your inner brilliance. Utilize your infinite power. Break free from any limiting paradigms and begin to walk your new path. My loves, the unicorn is at the bottom of the deck. This is the foundation you have that we're going to close out this reading with. Purity, wisdom, and action. You're being guided to have faith in yourself, the knowledge you possess, and the magic of the universe. You are where you're supposed to be. Feel your way through each segment of your life. You will clearly see your next move and take action. Big results are the ripple effect of inspired action. So surrounding yourself with what inspires you, not what drains you. And move forward, my love. Okay? That is your message. That was something else. That's what's up. That's what's up. For real, for real. Because you got clear at the foundation of all beliefs and re-energize your soul in accordance to your heart is light as a feather. 1 month. Begin telling yourself and continue to tell yourself, I can, I will. Set up a meeting with yourself. Take the blindfold off. Then we have moon tone number 9 popping through. Solar intention, pulse, and realizing. Realizing what the solar plexus has to tell you through the intentions and the pulses that you feel flowing through your body. First deacon. Then we have this is new. That which has been designed to come and conquer you. The chains have been broken. In order for you to learn from the past, and learning from the past, which is exactly what broke these chains. Because now you're connected to your etheric essence. And when doing so, the mask dropping of those who were designed to conquer you falls effortlessly, because that is the inevitable effect of your power being in alignment to the etheric essence of self. And again, for some of you, that is family. Release comparisons now of what one family is doing that yours isn't. Don't distract yourself like that. Focus on you. Go to your natal charts, go to your galactic signatures, go to your human designs, see what your life path number is, see what your name number is. Really focus on you so you can fill your cup up and really be there for those who allow you to continue to fill that cup and isn't just simply taking, because what? Giving is receiving, right? And if you're going to give endlessly, you want to receive endlessly. Some of you have placed yourself in positions where you're not even receiving. Not because you asked for it, but giving is receiving. And then the past life comes out, providing you with messages to connect you to the high priest, high priestess within you. It's telling you to wake up here. Your soul is rising with the frequency of the planet. And then we have this energy popping through, which speaks of protection against blockages. And this could be, of aggressive sexual acts or things that you weren't comfortable doing. Source is saying you may have to go back down memory lane and may feel like you're reliving the experience, but you're protected. Your mind, body, and soul is protected. So much so that if the past presents itself to you right now, not in the physical, but just through a memory, you're going to be fine. It is just coming back to you so you can put the puzzle pieces together and take your power back. Reclaim your power back from any time, wherever it's been, wherever you left it. Because the one thing about that Eight of Cups too, and the Eight of Cups in this deck, is somebody walking away from 8 cups, which 8 signifies abundance as well, right? But it's also Scorpio energy, which speaks of transformation. And it's leaving in this red cape, which speaks of your root chakra, which speaks of the I am. So in certain situations, you may have left them, but you left you too. And this is why these things are being presented back to you. Look at that. High Priestess was under that. So that way you can get your voice back, your intuition back, your inner voice back. That's your message. Later.